software. The scientist Lonnie Johnson invented the Super Soaker in 1990, working as an engineer for NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab in California. The Super Soaker was the most successful toy of all time. And I just have to say, if you live in Midtown Atlanta, beware, because your boy, Bald Dude here, will have one of these, and I will be hiding in bushes waiting for it. Unsuspecting.
By NASA, hey, the best technology and advancements. Good thing. Rescue teams say that a couple, they're still
Good morning, ladies. How are you feeling today? I'm on my way to the emergency room because I'm not feeling well. But I wanted to get on here because I feel like some of us have to take a step and just say it. We all know that twins sometimes are born with disabilities. I'm going to talk about my own twins. What happened? So you didn't get the food? Oh, Cameron, if the man is not back there, then you have to say something and wait. You're rushing to play Roblox and it's not even that serious. Tie your shoes. Tie your shoes though. Okay, so I can only speak from my own experience. As we all know, I had 4 sets of twins. So my first set of twins, and this is what as moms need to, don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Don't be embarrassed, because when you share that your child has a disability, especially with twins, you'll find out how many other parents out here that have twins with disabilities. So I'm going to tell you about my twins. My first set of twins, my daughter is okay, but my son was born and he's autistic. I found out that he wasn't autistic and that he actually had PPD. So they're sort of kind of in the same group, but they're not. My second set of twins, my son is okay. My third set of twins, doing a routine, normal checkup where, you get your blood work done. I got both of the twins checked. My son came back with a positive rare disease called Fragile X. Fragile X is a mildly retardation. It's a delay in speech. Hello, how are you? I love when you speak back. Then I know I'm not talking to myself. So my son, my third set of twins, my son was born with a very rare disease. It's called Fragile X. By the age of 2 or maybe 3, I noticed that he wasn't working like my normal twins were, walking, talking, moving out of the way, letting me know that I was pregnant again, that type of stuff. Fragile X is not only, it's a mentally retardation disorder. It's long term. There is no cure for it. It's only about maybe 12,000 cases of children that has Fragile X. Girls and boys can have Fragile X. When a boy has Fragile X, the symptoms are more severe. They might need early learning. My son gets speech therapist. He also gets occupational therapist. And at the time right now, I'm learning how to teach my son sign language so that we can be able to communicate and so that I don't get frustrated. Fragile X is not only a mental retardation disability, it's also an appearance. So most kids with Fragile X might have long faces. Most of them do not talk. By the age of 2 and 3 is when you start to notice that when I start to notice that something was wrong. So my son is 3 years old. He does not talk at all. We do sign language with him. He does say my favorite son name, and his name is Kyle. So I guess he could say Kyle. So we do sign language. Some of the physical Fragile X is not only something in the mind or dealing with the inside. Fragile X also has a physical appearance, the long faces. 10 cases of children who have Fragile X will have seizures. So you have the long faces, the biting of the fingers. My son bites on his fingers whenever he's excited or whenever he meets new people. My son also, eyes are kind of spaced apart, but not that much spaced apart. He's very small. He has poor, how can I say it, poor ligaments. My son has a hard time finding his balance, so he went from walking to crawling. It took my son didn't learn how to sit up. Most kids learn how to sit up by the age of about 5 months, 6 months, maybe 7 months, they have it. My son didn't sit up on his own until he was 1.5 years old. And then after 1.5, I had physical therapists come to the house and teach him how to crawl. And from crawling, my son went from straight running. I don't know if any of you have watched my lives, but you might see this little boy flying across the screen. That's Muhammad. They said that one of the things that he can't find balance. So in order for him to be able to walk and everything, he runs. I'm telling you, that boy, he went from crawling to running. So those are just a couple of things that I have noticed. How old are your twins? How old are your twins? Oh, my first set of twins are a boy and a girl. Boy and a girl, 17. My second set of twins are a boy and a girl, 16. My third set of twins are a boy and a girl, 3 years old. And I have 2 twin boys that are 1.5 years old and a 9-year-old single son. Somebody put that in the comments because I get asked that a lot. So basically is what I'm saying is also another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. Some of us have maybe 2 sets of twins. So if you have 2 sets of twins and they're all seeing the same pediatrician, I would advise them to be seen at separate times. My first set of twins, he probably would have been diagnosed with PPD. I think it's PPD or PDD. If she would have been just focusing on them 2 at that time, then she could have told me a long time ago that she thought something was wrong with my son. So just be careful when you're going to take all your kids to the pediatrician, because she was looking at all 4 children at one time. When I first used to go to the doctors, I used to be like, okay, yeah, that's good. But then I was like, how is she giving a thorough physical exam to each child if she's looking at them at one time? So make sure that you pay attention to each one of your twins' care. Make sure, because the earliest that you can detect it, the better. Is that your dad? Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with having twins with disability. We have to learn how to speak on it and work together, because we all each other's support. I love you guys. I have a physical X specialist that will be on my YouTube later.